Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show, Mike's Health Coaching. He joins us again. This is Michael Scott here to talk more about the work he's doing to help you as a certified health coach and with a certification in whole food, plant-based nutrition. And he's committed to helping you. All those people out there listening up, and the holidays are here, very important. Have you tried everything to lose that weight, to eat better? Well, maybe it hasn't worked because you didn't have the right coach, and he's going to hold you accountable. So welcome back today. How are you?
Rachel, thank you very much for having me today. I'm looking forward to our show.
Beautiful. Same here. So for starters, let's remind people how to go to the website. It's mikeshealthcoaching.com. And it's always good to get a little bit of your backstory before we begin, so our viewers and listeners get to know, a little bit about what it is you do and how you've, started this business. And then we'll get into today's topics. All right?
Sounds good, Jill. Okay. So right now I am currently 62 years old. I worked construction for the majority of my life. My father started me out doing construction. I was a little kid, and I just grew up into his footsteps, and I continued on. And at about 57, 58 years old, I'm like, it's time for a change. And I had some health issues earlier by being a little overweight and being anxious. So I took that into my own hands, did some research, different diets, tried different things, and found out that the best one for myself is mainly going with whole foods, plant-based. Mm-hmm. And I liked it so much. It helped me so much. And through the evidence that I saw, I started losing the weight and started getting healthier.
Okay.
That's when I'm like, Mike, this is time for a change now with your career. So what I did is I got my certificate in whole foods, plant-based nutrition. And it was remarkable doing that. I really enjoyed it. And I'm like, Mike, what can you do with this now? So that's when I said I want to be a health coach to help people achieve the health in the weight that they desire, that they've always been trying to accomplish throughout the years, but not being able to, and mainly due to the fact that, like they say, 96 to 98% of diets fail, usually because of calorie restriction and not getting the right nutrients. You're always hungry, so the minute you go off the diet after you lose some weight, it doesn't take long before the weight comes back on. Then the cycle starts all over again. So it's not basically a diet, what I try to coach. It's more or less a change of a lifestyle where you're incorporating the health, the nutrition knowledge, because there's a lot of misconceptions about nutrition. As we know, there's all different kinds of diets, from everything from eating more meat, carnivore diet, to just fruit, to this, to that. Wherever you look, you're going to find a diet that they say is going to work for you. But it may work in the short run, Jill, but in the long run, the only proven diet strategy out there is one which is, I hate to say it, but a little bit of calorie restriction with a great emphasis in the micronutrient excellence. So that's basically, in a nutshell, how I got into it. And now being able to help people, because some people might ask, well, why do you need a coach, a health coach? Well, for one thing, if you see 98% of diets fail, right there should tell you something that, maybe you just need a little incentive to help you going, to hold you accountable, give you support and the education. Because to me, it's very important to have the nutritional education. Yeah. Based on the science, all these peer-reviewed articles that are out there that collaborate together, showing that a very good diet is with whole foods, plant-based.
Got it. And
so the health, yes.
Oh, yes. No. Continue. This is your niche. But just curious, when you hear plant-based, right? Just as that term, right? I mean, what does it really mean? It's everything that's coming from a plant. Could you just share what that means? Because then there's plant-based burgers. But does base really mean it's good for you? Do you know what I'm saying? Is there more in it than just plants?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, what I'll do, I will talk about what Dr. Joel Fuhrman calls an acronym for G-bombs.
Yes, that's in the notes for today. I'm excited to talk about this. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
I really stress the G-bombs because this way of eating, it also incorporates hundreds of scientific studies document that these foods in a list prevent cancer, heart disease, and a host of all other prolonged illnesses that can be achieved through poor eating. So it's remarkable what all these studies have shown. And he made it really, really simple by saying that G bombs. The G stands for greens, which is the greens are like all the vegetables, cruciferous vegetables mainly, because what it is all these vegetables have the cell walls.
Okay.
And when they're broken down by blending, chopping, and all this other stuff, chemical reaction occurs that basically, in a nutshell, it's an array of compounds with proven powerful immunity boosting effects and anti-cancer activity. Now, some of these cruciferous vegetables are arugula, cauliflower, horseradish, radishes, red cabbage, turnip greens, broccoli, kale, cabbage, watercress, mustard greens, collards, bok choy, Brussels sprouts, spinach, and Swiss chard. That's just to name a few of them, the majority of them. So if you get some of these in your diet daily, it's more power to you. And one thing you have to remember is very good for anti-cancer. Preventing cancer, and when you have it, it helps stem the growth of cancer. So that's the G. The next one is the B for beans. You won't believe it, but the beans, they contain a very high natural concentration of resistant starch. And that beans also are anti-cancer effects. Within the gut system, they form short-chain fatty acids generation. Now, these short-chain fatty acids, they go out throughout your whole body, and it's like little worker bees. They help repair things, and it's very, very good for your body to have these short-chain fatty acids. They're anti-immunity. They're good for the immune system and for your overall health.
Got it.
Not only that, but the beans, they lower the glycemic index of foods. So if you're eating some beans with some other high glycemic index, it doesn't register that high within your system.
Interesting.
And it even affects the very next day, if even the glycemic index of foods that you eat. It helps reduce it. So beans are very, very important.
I love beans. Or legumes, they're called, right? I love them. I love beans. I love plain beans.
Oh, yes.
But hold on. Can I also have you, as the expert here, you're going to yell at me probably, but I'm a mom. I'm busy. I use canned beans, and they smell gross. Whatever products they put them in, it's gross, and I have to wash them and soak them. But probably tell me I should be buying my own beans and boiling them, like the dried up ones, right? Like what type of beans should we be eating?
Do whichever way works, whichever way you get it into your system.
Okay.
If it's canned beans, use canned beans to get them into your body. Like you said, the best thing is just to rinse them. I usually get the canned beans with no salt added.
Okay.
That way salt is not all that healthy for you. But do just like you said, get them from the can if you have the time. If you don't have the time, or when you do have the time, get them from the cans. But it's great to get them in your system. And it's the most reliable predictor for longevity for your life. It not only living longer, but living healthy longer. That's our main goal. That's what we want to try to achieve.
Got it.
So now we go to O for onions. Some people like onions, some don't. But it's another food that is very excellent for anti-cancer effects.
Okay.
Plus it lowers blood sugar, blood pressure, lowers cholesterol, and it promotes healthy bacteria. And it's anti-inflammatory also, and it promotes fat loss. That's just with onions and scallions. But the best thing, the thing you should do with the onions, if you cook some, leave some out kind of raw, smush it up. That way you're getting more nutritional value by keeping some of it a little raw and mixing it in after.
Got it. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right.
Now
so I like this.
Mushroom.
G-bombs. All right. The other foods to eat daily we were talking about here with our friend. And beans, you mentioned onions, and they're good anti-cancer.
Yes. Now, mushrooms.
Yes. So what type of mushrooms? This is where it gets confusing. There's so many different types. Which ones are good for us? Which ones aren't?
All the ones that you can basically buy in the grocery store are good for you.
Okay.
It's nice to mix them up if you can, because, again, they're an integral part of the human immune system. Now, mushrooms are way underrated for what they do for you. They're angiogenesis inhibitors, too, which means that cancer cells and even fat cells need blood vessels to go to them to feed them. Now, the mushrooms help by knocking off this blood supply, which is fantastic. And it also lowers estrogen, which high estrogen in women gives you a chance for breast cancer and prostate cancer for men. Now, also, fat cells. So if you have some fat on you, these fat cells also produce estrogen. So the mushrooms help out with that. It reduces inflammation, naturally cancer protective, and it really reverses some DNA damage.
Amazing. Does it matter if but just this cancer? It's like the vegetables that we're talking about, cooked or not cooked, it still has the benefits.
Correct.
All right, good to know.
Now the berries, excellent. Everyone here has berries. All different types of berries are excellent for antioxidants, but it also reduces inflammation, reduces exercise-induced inflammation, anti-cancer, reduces sunburn, and improves memory. So I'm trying to eat a lot of berries for my memory.
All right.
Then we get the seeds and nuts for the end of the G-bombs. Now the seeds and nuts enhances cancer survival, fights cancer even after you get it. And it's high in protein, high in omega-3s. It reduces LDL. They're high in fiber and best source of healthy fats. And it also reduces blood pressure. All different types of nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. It's super.
Oh, my
So those are the G-bombs. Those are like the foods that we can stress. But then also there's the potatoes, sweet potatoes, squashes, things like that, which are also very healthy for us.
What else is on the list? And by the way, you're talking to Mike. We got to remind everyone, Michael Scott, to how we can contact you, reach out to you. You can share the website, any social media pages, phone number.
Yes. My website is mikeshealthcoaching.com and telephone number 774-772-4834.
Perfect.
I'm always interested in somebody texting me or calling me for any type of questions you might have.
Good.
Please feel free.
Aw, well, thank you for that. And then let's also point out on his our list, right, of other things that we should be eating. Berries, you mentioned, seeds, and nuts. I hear everyone talks about nuts, and they say eat peanut. But what type and which ones are good specifically?
Okay. All nuts, seeds, including walnuts. Walnuts are very good. If you're going to rate a nut being overall the best, if you're going to eat one, have it be walnuts. But then also, you have the cashews, Brazil nuts, almonds, pecans, pine nuts. And for the seeds, the best is chia seeds, ground flax seeds, because if you don't grind them up or buy them the ground flax seeds, they really don't digest well. You have to grind them up. And once the bag of the ground flax seeds open, put it in the freezer.
Okay.
Because it does go bad quickly.
Okay.
They don't tell you that. Sesame seeds are very high. Hemp seeds are high in protein. It's fantastic, all the different seeds and nuts. And if you're able to, they've shown where eating nuts, even if you're a little bit of overweight, take out some of the other fats that you've been eating and eat the nuts. 1.5 ounces is what they recommend if you're trying to lose weight. I get the seeds and nuts in because of all the healthy ingredients within those nuts. But you have to take the fat out somewhere else. So try not to eat as much olive oil, different olive oils and things like that.
Well, they say that, and then you hear the olive oil. This one's good for you. This one's not. The light, the extra virgin. It gets confusing. So you need an expert like yourself to help guide us along the way because it is confusing. Let's be honest, right? I'm sure you're working with a lot of people who don't understand the difference and what olive oil to eat. So what other things do you want to share that's on this list?
If you're going to have any type of oil, have extra virgin oil, extra virgin olive oil. That's basically what they say is the most heart friendly compared to the other oils. They've had tests showing that it actually is beneficial for your heart health. So that's one of the best oils. But again, if you're really trying to lose some weight, try and have eat as less as possible of these oils, even the virgin oil, and eat more of the nuts to compensate for it. Because the nuts, you're getting the protein, the fiber, the omega-3s, and the fat that's in it, due to the fiber of the nuts, you are digesting it at a much slower rate. So you're not flooding your system with the fats. It takes a lot longer to get the fat into your system. Whereas olive oil, boom, any type of oil, boom, it goes right from your digestive system right onto your body, basically. And we really don't like that.
No. Well, do you
as
want to
much
share?
as we can help it.
Absolutely. Do you want to share more about your business, the work you're doing? What's up next? I know there's still so much more to get through, as always.
Okay, let me see here. Basically, some people try to find out what they can do right now to help them lose weight or get healthier.
Oh, yeah,
So
for
some
sure.
of the tips that I tell people, the first thing you can do is before you're ready to have a meal, drink a large glass of water for many reasons. One, it helps fill you up so you're not going to eat as much. And also the water is an essential nutrient. It aids in our metabolism, our digestion, keeps our blood from getting too thick, and keeps our joints lubricated, to name a few. So the water is one good thing. And if you're able to, eat a type of fruit before you have your meal, like an apple or an orange. You're getting these nutrients from the fruit and also filling up part of your stomach so you're not going to eat as much of the other type of food. Fill your plate to 80% compared to what you usually do, so you're not stuffed. You really don't want to get too stuffed because that's not good for your digestion. Take your time eating also, because the slower that you eat, the more that you chew your food as much as possible. That's better for you, like being more mindful, because if you're eating in a stressed out manner, if you're stressed out in your eating, that inhibits the digestion. Whereas if you're eating in a nice, relaxed state, all those micronutrients that you're eating is going to get assimilated into the bloodstream so much better and quicker than if you're in a stressed out state. So even if you're eating healthy in a stressed state, you're not going to be all that healthy because you're not absorbing all the micronutrients that you really need. So that kind of makes sense.
Well, I mean, this is like the biggest eating holiday ever, right? It's coming tomorrow. Any advice for Thanksgiving? How do you stop eating?
Well, the biggest thing is usually before the Thanksgiving dinner is the appetizers come out. Have a lot of the cut up veggies ready to go with some hummus. Even fill yourself up on the peppers, cucumbers, broccoli, all the stuff that you can put in the dips and things in the hummus. You have a lot of that. Excellent. Then when you have the main course, fill your plate 80%. Don't eat it till you're stuffed. You don't want to go in the living room and sit down on the couch, pants unbuttoned a bit.
I know.
You want to be able to get up, take a walk after, and feel good. Feel like you're ready to do something. So it's that's what I enjoy doing with my clients, is really showing them that they can live a lot healthier life, and the type of life where you get sick or you end up in the last 10 years of your life in hospitals, in and out of hospitals, medicine. As I always say, and other doctors say, healthy people have thousands of dreams. Sick people only have one dream. And I want everybody to have all the dreams possible and to pursue them with the greatest health that you can achieve. But like I said last time, Joe, in order to achieve the health and the weight that you desire, you really have to want it. Like if you're going to rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, you're going to be up to a 9 or 10. Like at the point where you're disgusted with everything you've tried, you're so upset with yourself and that you really want to make a change in your life. Well, this program in this new lifestyle is for you, because it works with everybody. Everybody, no matter what your blood pressure is, no matter your pre-existing conditions, diabetic, you can get off your diabetes medicine within a matter of months or weeks even. It depends on your mental attitude and your commitment to greater health. And that's where I come in, where I really do the support. I really support you. I help educate you. I hold you accountable. I get you right to where you want to be, which is fantastic. People really, really make a big difference in their lives. But you have to want it. Because it is a commitment. It's a commitment to your overall health and that your desire to change.
Got it.
So if you've tried everything, you're ready for another change, and you want one to stick, send me a text, 774-772-4834, And I'll even talk to you, get you started, even whether or not we're working together, just to give you an idea of what's possible.
Yeah. All right. Well, also, we have 4 minutes left in the show. We still have more time to chat. And, you mentioned that you have different programs. I want to just make sure we get this in as well. And, the Vital Insights, the Health Quest, the Revitalize 360, the Nourish and Flourish, and all of that. And maybe we'll save the Artery Health for next time, if that's okay.
Sure. You got it. Yeah, these programs that I offer is based on our call. I give a free call and assessment where we see how compatible we are and see just what you were looking for. So I range it from anywhere from 2 days all the way up to 3 months, 90 days. And we meet once a week to go over nutrition and health coaching tips to be able to change your bad habits into better habits for better nutrition and health. So anything that you really have questions about, on my website, I have some questions there that are answered. Look at those, see if they pertain to you, and give me a call.
And how do we do that? Would you mind sharing?
774-772-4834.
Perfect. And also, I appreciate you shared your backstory in depth with us, in the past. But just for those that may not know a little bit what you went through, how you got here, I think it's just always an important story.
Yes. So I was heavy, overweight, and anxious, and said to myself, one night we went out to dinner with a family. I started getting heart palpitations, which I thought was a heart attack. So I was scared. I was petrified. We went to the hospital, hooked up to all the machines. I'm like, Mike, you really have to do something about this. If you survive, I know it doesn't make sense now, but if you survive, you really got to change. So when I found out, it was basically stress, somewhat overeating, and they said, you're okay. I said, all right. And then I said, I still have to make the change. That's when I started doing all the research and started changing my ways. But if I had had a health coach, it would have made things a lot easier for me. Would have cut to the chase, probably cut out half the time, maybe even more of the time that I spent on it. And a lot funner too, because one of the programs I offer, Nourish and Flourish, is a group. The clients say they have a great time within the group because we throw recipes off each other, we encourage each other. I hold it up to the maximum of 10 members per group, and it's for 7 weeks, 7 sessions. That's one of my largest or biggest programs that I have. And that works out well if you're a little timid or not quite ready to jump in full force. That's the one probably to start with.
Now, when people do reach out, obviously, please tell them we sent you. We appreciate your time here and always being in so much depth of, how you can help these people. And there's so many of us out there. And this is the time of the year. What about the gift of giving? Why don't you give someone the gift of a health coach like yourself, right? I mean, this is the time. People want to feel better about themselves. People need guidance. I mean, I just think it makes for a great gift. So if anyone's interested, go to mikeshealthcoaching.com and reach out to him and work with him. And he really will help you with that self-doubt, that self-confidence, and help you transition into something just, beautiful, right? And I want to thank you for being here. And how did you want to leave off with everyone today?
Okay, Jill, let me see here. Leaving off with everybody, just to let them know that this is not a diet.
Okay.
That it's a lifestyle change that clients achieve through a proven system that utilizes education, new thought processes, and turning new habits into behaviors that last. And it is achievable. 70 to 80% of cancer, heart disease, diabetes, things do not have to happen. Wow. We have it all within our control. Everyone has it in the control. Lace on a pair of sneakers, eat a little bit healthier, and give me a call, and I will make sure that you're one of those people that stay healthy for a longer time.
Perfect. Thanks again. What's the number we can reach you at?
774-772-4834.
All right. Thanks so much for being here. Happy, healthy holidays to you. Don't overeat, but call Mike for the guidance you need. Thank you again. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you kindly, Joe. Enjoy.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.